Hello, basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. Signing a strong three-point shooter to the bench and become a key part of the rotation will be a welcome upgrade for the Warriors. Stephen Curry's brother is drawing interest from the Warriors. Seth Curry averaged 6.5 points and shot 45.6% from three in 68 games for the Charlotte Hornets last season. His efficiency ranked fourth in the league among players attempting at least 2 three-pointers per game. The Golden State Warriors could unite the Curry brothers in a quest to add shooting to their roster. In an appearance on NBA Today Thursday, ESPN's Anthony Slater reported that the Warriors and Seth Curry have mutual interest. Golden State is still in pursuit of more shooting. They want some extra shooting. Another name I'm hearing with mutual interest, Seth Curry, a potential bench shooting option with a family tie, Slater said. The Curry brothers have never actually played together in either college or the pros. Seth has suited up for 9 teams, but never the Warriors. That could apparently change next season. Beyond the obvious family tie, Curry does make sense for the Warriors. He played for the Charlotte Hornets last season in a primarily reserve role, but he shot 45.6% from three-point range, the best mark of his NBA career. One benefit of potentially pairing the two brothers together, they wouldn't try to psych the other out on free throw attempts anymore. They might even bring out the best in each other if paired together in the Golden State backcourt. Jonathan Kuminga's camp makes bold statement amid free agency stalemate. We're not hearing much from either the Golden State Warriors or Jonathan Kuminga's camp when it comes to negotiations, with both parties stuck in a stalemate that's now dragged on for over 3 weeks since free agency began. However, we have heard from the Kuminga side on Wednesday as his agent, Aaron Turner, took to social media to clarify speculation surrounding what they may have turned down in an extension last offseason. The Warriors did not offer Jonathan Kuminga $30 million per year deal. Kuminga was extension eligible until the eve of the season in October, but he and the Warriors were unable to get a deal done in a way the franchise was able to with fellow 2021 lottery pick Moses Moody. Anthony Slater of The Athletic, now ESPN, reported at the time that Golden State's offer was somewhere in the $30 million per year range, but that it wasn't enough for Kuminga to sign on the dotted line. It's possible Kuminga would have accepted a contract below max value, but the Warriors never upped their offer, somewhere near the $30-ish million per year range, into an appealing enough ballpark, Slater wrote. NBA insider Jake Fisher also reported as recently as May that Kuminga had turned down a 5-year, $150 million extension, yet this is fake news according to Kuminga's agent who claims no one on our side was turning down $30 million a year. Our camp is smarter than that. No one on our side was turning down $30 million a year. Our camp is smarter than that. Narrative makes no sense, twisted up Slater's words I think. Whether this is legitimate or an attempt to save face remains to be seen. Turner is right though that turning down a 5-year, $150 million extension would have been unwise, such was the uncertainty around Kuminga's role under Steve Kerr which remained turbulent in his 4th season. The 22-year-old might be lucky to now see half of that $150 million on his next contract, with many predicting that the complicated scenario will result in a short-term 2- or 3-year deal that sees Kuminga making somewhere between $18 to $25 million per season. Is Turner's post a signal of increased tension between both parties as Kuminga's free agency drags on? Monty Poole of NBC Sports Bay Area suggested on Wednesday that this could still prove a worst-case scenario where the situation remains unresolved nearing training camp in October. Kuminga's free agency is currently holding up other moves the Warriors want to make in free agency, including the expected signings of Al Horford and DeAnthony Melton as the roster remains with just 9 contracted players for next season. Young guard Brandon Podziemski still has dreams of becoming a star at the Golden State Warriors, but the hopes of that actually happening may be crushed by the expected arrival of former guard DeAnthony Melton in free agency. While Jonathan Kuminga's free agency continues to loom over the offseason and is stalling other potential moves, There is an expectation that both Melton and fellow veteran Al Horford will sign once the future of the young forward is resolved. DeAnthony Melton could take big minutes from Brandon Podziemski. Melton is coming off an ACL injury sustained in just his sixth game for the Warriors last season, but he could still prove one of the steals of the offseason if he does sign a minimum contract and can return fully healthy. However, that might come at the expense of Podziemski as the incumbent starting shooting guard, with Monty Poole of NBC Sports Bay Area claiming that the Warriors overused the 22-year-old last season and that he'd be better served in a 15 to 20 minute per game role. "I think he's a good player, but I think they overused him at times. They asked him to do too much, and that's when he gets in trouble sometimes. And he gets into the over-dribbling and stuff like that," Poole said on the latest episode of Dubs Talk. "So if you just settle him in and say, okay BP, you're gonna play 15 to 20 minutes a night, and whether you play more or less would depend on how effective you are." Podziemski averaged 26.8 minutes during the regular season, including 29.7 minutes after the All-Star break when he really rounded into excellent form. That then went up to 32.1 minutes during the playoffs, and would have been even more if not for illness that limited him to just 14 minutes during Game 2 of the first-round series against the Houston Rockets. Even accounting for the boost he got in minutes due to Stephen Curry's injury in the second round, it's almost impossible to see a young, improving guard taking such an enormous step backwards in role during his third season. The only chance of that happening is if Melton returns to full health and is even better than he was pre-injury, solidifying himself as the starting shooting guard who needs to play over 30 minutes per game. That's not entirely impossible given Melton is still only 27 years old, but it's still hard to see how Podziemski would play less than 20 minutes as a third guard off the bench. The former 19th overall pick averaged 15.5 points, 5.9 rebounds, and 3.3 assists after the All-Star break, shooting 43.8% from three-point range as the Warriors surged up into a playoff spot thanks to a 20-7 record. Why are the Golden State Warriors moving so slowly this offseason? They're on pause for one player. The Golden State Warriors remain the only NBA franchise without an offseason move. The organization has been linked to various targets, including Al Horford and the recent Malcolm Brogdon, as well as potential reunions with DeAnthony Melton and Gary Payton too. However, it looks like the Warriors aren't planning on making a move anytime soon. According to a report from NBA insider Shams Charania, they're on pause for one player right now. Charania says that Jonathan Kuminga doesn't want to decide his future with the Warriors in a rush. Kuminga rejects Warriors' current contract offers, puts the franchise on pause. The young forward refuses to accept the Golden State Warriors' current offers and wants to explore alternative options. His hesitation has created a stalemate that could extend well beyond typical offseason timelines. Charania spoke directly with Kuminga about his situation, revealing the player's mindset regarding contract negotiations and future plans with the franchise. The forward expressed satisfaction with his current situation while maintaining firm positions on his future. They have wanted to figure out his situation before making the other offseason moves. And so I saw Jonathan Kuminga this morning at a workout in Miami. He's in good spirits. He had a good workout. He did tell me, though, that he is in absolutely no rush on doing a deal with the Warriors right now, and he's not accepting their current offers, Charania reported. Why are the Golden State Warriors moving so slowly this offseason? They're on pause for one player. Kuminga's approach involves exploring multiple avenues with his representation rather than accepting immediate resolution. His patience suggests confidence in finding better opportunities elsewhere. He added that he wants to continue to explore options with his agent, Aaron Turner, whether that's continuing conversations with the Warriors, but also sign and trade options that are available to him in the marketplace, Charania explained. Suns and Kings emerge as aggressive suitors. Two Western Conference teams have submitted concrete offers to Golden State for Kuminga's services. Both organizations can provide the starting role and significant minutes he seeks. I'm told the Phoenix Suns and the Sacramento Kings are two teams that have made concrete offers with the Warriors over the last week or so. They're two of the more aggressive teams with Kuminga, and they're also offering him an opportunity for significant minutes, a starting caliber role in their lineup, and those are two things that he wants more than anything, Charania revealed. The starting role represents a crucial factor in Kuminga's decision-making process. Golden State's veteran-heavy rotation limits his opportunity for consistent featured minutes. Meanwhile, Phoenix and Sacramento's interest demonstrates their belief in Kuminga's potential impact as a primary contributor rather than bench player. View tweet. Warriors demand sign-and-trade compensation for the promising Kuminga. Golden State refuses to lose Kuminga without a sign-and-trade scenario, creating additional complexity in potential departures. The franchise seems to expect meaningful compensation for their developing talent. The Warriors do not want anything, though, that is available to them as being offered to them in sign-and-trades. And on the other hand, with Kuminga, he is not ready to move forward with taking any of the Warriors' current offers. He's not in a hurry to do a deal there yet, Charania noted. The mutual dissatisfaction creates a prolonged standoff that could extend indefinitely. Both sides maintain firm positions despite approaching August without resolution. And so 24 days into the offseason, it's a staring contest between these two sides that could continue much longer than just this month. And so we're nearing August and still no Warriors move so far this offseason, Charania added. Kuminga averaged 15.3 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 2.2 assists while shooting 45.4% last season, demonstrating the potential that attracts Phoenix and Sacramento. The forward's youth and athleticism make him an appealing asset for teams seeking long-term building blocks. Warriors set for unwise free agency reunion if surging rumors are true. Does this really make sense? The Golden State Warriors will have a number of free agency signings to make once Jonathan Kuminga's future is resolved, with only 9 players currently contracted on the roster for next season. On top of the expected arrivals of veteran duo Al Horford and DeAnthony Melton, the Warriors could also be in line to reunite with Gary Payton II on a new deal as the 32-year-old remains an unrestricted free agent. Would bringing Gary Payton II back be best for the Warriors? Monty Poole of NBC Sports Bay Area stated on Wednesday that Kevin Looney's departure to the New Orleans Pelicans on a 2-year, $16 million contract increases the chance of GPII coming back now. Perhaps the Warriors simply want to retain another familiar experienced voice in the locker room, otherwise bringing Payton back may not be the wisest move to make from an on-court standpoint given the current roster. Payton did average 15 minutes last season and 16.4 during the playoffs, but his path to minutes has some significant hurdles going forward. Most significantly, the addition of Melton should serve as a major upgrade if the 27-year-old can return somewhere near his best. It's worth noting that in the 2 games Melton started for the Warriors early last season, Payton played less than 20 minutes combined. The upgrade in offense was and should again be noticeable, while Payton's value as a perimeter defender has diminished somewhat in the past 18 months. As far as guard options go, you've also got Stephen Curry and Brandon Podziemski who will likely combine for around 60 minutes of playing time. Steve Kerr will also rely on Buddy Hield's shooting for extended periods, while Moses Moody and Jimmy Butler could slide down to the 2 if needed. This is not even factoring in the potential addition of Malcolm Brogdon, who the Warriors have been linked to over the last week, or 56th overall pick Will Richard, who could emerge as a rotation candidate after impressing in Summer League. Unless Kerr wants to regularly go to guard-heavy lineups, which will infuriate many fans, it's hard to see where Payton's minutes will come from. Would Golden State not be better served fortifying their front court depth, particularly when you consider the ages of Butler, Horford, and Draymond Green? Maybe it's a case of the Warriors not valuing the remaining front court free agency options, at least not in comparison to Payton's vibrant character and the cultural element he brings. Still, it might be a strange move and one that could come back to prove a mistake later down the track.